I'm Greg Neel, and my wife Melodie Neel from the Gold Ore Store in St. George, Utah. We're in the southern part of Utah. For people that don't know the area, this is the nice part when the winter's going on. This is where everybody comes to actually protect themselves from the terrible weather up north. We're actually really excited to be here today. We're going to actually be talking about the gold and silver market. When we do these podcasts, we're going to be discussing all of the things that we're involved in, which is we are precious metals dealers and brokers. Again, we're located in St. George, Utah, 7 North Main Street, downtown St. George, and we're excited to be here. And so today, with what's going on...
Today being January 13th, to give you a reference as to when this was,
created,
because the market is so dynamic. By the time you see this, even if it's today, it's the information is going to be outdated.
Well, just so you folks know, at this moment, silver's at $88.02. It's gone up almost $3 at this moment, and it is $4,609.60 in gold right now. So both of them have been very, very strong over the last several weeks. The period between, which is called Ghost Week, between Christmas and New Year's, we had and that. What about that experience, honey? What did you experience with that?
It was just
insane.
I want to just back up a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Just for the last 30 days. In the last 30 days, since the low was $63.67. $63.67 was the low just in the last 30 days. And now we're at $88.02. That just is phenomenal.
It's unprecedented.
When you have an investment and it's sitting wherever it's sitting, has it jumped that kind of... That's for 1 ounce of silver.
Yeah, it's been absolutely phenomenal.
I'm talking silver, not gold.
Yes, we talk silver all the time. In fact, we'll always be focused on silver primarily. We do discuss gold, and we do buy and sell gold, in our business.
Gold has jumped up, quite a bit too in the last 30 days.
It's dramatic, but it can't beat the 200% increase of silver since the start of last year.
No, but it's a couple of $100. It's $4,301.30 as a low for the last 30 days, and now it's $46.05. So let's talk about why is this happening? Because for years now, we've been in this business. We're kind of newbies, really. We've been in it for about 20 years.
Correct.
But when our mentors that we listen to have been into it for a lot longer. But this is historical, prophetic.
It is. It's mind-boggling for people. In fact, actually, it's bogged down a lot of individuals that just, I feel for the folks that bought in 1980 or since 1980, and the market has been absolutely manipulated and structured to the benefit of the bankers. Basically, the values of silver have been pushed down to levels suppressed at a level that people have been just angry. Well, they've been angry because they got.
How does that work, Greg? I mean, when you see a jump like $3, I mean, for years and years and years, if it went up 50 cents, that was a stellar up day. If it went down 25 cents, it was a tragic down day. And now we're looking at anywhere from $4 to $6 to $8 jumps in a day. What has changed? What is creating that?
The biggest change is basically our technology has shifted in such a way that computer technology, AI technology, that's a big one. NVIDIA, was created 10 years ago.
What's NVIDIA?
NVIDIA NVIDIA is basically all involved in AI tech, building, robot technology and things like that. And that's actually advanced dramatically over the last, particularly last 5 years, but the last 10 years is really when it started kicking in.
Influencing our money?
It's changing everything. And really, in reality, what it's doing is it's supposed to be making our lives easier. The concept is
affecting an up and a down on a gold and silver market that's supposed to be traded on the stock exchange.
The silver itself is being used by all of these tech companies at a level that's unprecedented. I mean, another issue, which is we've been dealing with really for the last couple decades, is solar. The solar industry has been progressing at about a 30% rate over the last 5 years, every single year over year. Well, if it's progressing, it means what's happening is more and more people or governments are utilizing solar energy. So,
what happens to that silver when they're using it in that? If a solar panel, for example, it gets old, can that silver be recovered?
That's the problem with the silver, is it's not recovered. It ends up going into the dumps and it's not being recovered. And then there's a backup in the amount of actually precious metal, particularly silver, that's actually needed by these technology businesses. And so the mining industry is nonstop with trying to produce enough silver to do it. They can't do it. It's just impossible.
Can we all go run out to the dumps and gather up all this stuff?
I'll tell you what, with the price of silver, once it hits 100, but by the way, folks, we'll probably see that in maybe a week, the way things are going right now. And again, this is January 13th today. January 13th, 2026. Tuesday. I can almost assure you that within 2 weeks, we'll see $100 plus silver in our world.
One of the things that I've noticed that just seems really amazing is when people come in or they give you a call and say, "Hey, Greg, I want to lock in X amount of dollars. What can you do for me?" And you look at the market and said, "Okay, this is where we're at. We're going to lock in at this amount." Before they even get into the store, they've recovered the premium. Oh, and maybe we should talk about that. How do you buy silver?
Right. Oh, yeah. God. Let's back up. Here we are doing our first, podcast ever. And, there's so many things going on in our world right now, including the issue of people like, when do I buy? When do I sell? What should I do? We're going to talk about all of these things eventually. There's so much to discuss.
Getting off track, so let's just back up a little bit. Yeah. My question was, what makes the market go up and down? And you were talking about it being tied to industry, and obviously a huge jump in the silver market when Samsung announced the fact that they've got a battery that they're coming out with, and it takes a kilo of silver. By the way, that's 32 ounces.
32 ounces.
For those of you that aren't used to
we do have a little show and tell here, but we don't have a kilo bar for you. But we got a couple 100-ounce bars we'll show you here in a minute, as well as many other items on the table. But yeah, so 32 ounces is an extraordinary amount of silver. And when you consider the fact that Samsung literally is going to be making tens of millions of these batteries for all the manufacturers, because Tesla's going to use their battery, they're going to jump in. It's like a no-brainer. I'm sure that Elon Musk he's been in conversation with Samsung for quite some time regarding this issue, because he would have known about it.
How many ounces would Samsung have to buy for the market to go up $1?
Oh, my gosh.
How does that work?
Well, that's more than we want to get into in this particular first issue.
My question was, what makes the market go up and down? Okay, they're using it in industry.
So what's been making the market go up and down right now, or let's say, where you get these massive spikes and then how it would fall down and people would get really upset because they invested, $1 million into silver bars or whatever, and then all of a sudden it drops. It's the bankers that are doing this. They've been manipulating manipulating. J.P. Morgan has been the master of the universe when it comes to actually doing this. Jamie Dimon's probably the most brilliant banker on the planet right now, but he's also the biggest criminal as far as I'm concerned. He's been actually manipulating this price to his benefit all along. What people don't realize is that he's actually been stockpiling precious metal in a physical form, COMEX bars, which are 1,000 or almost 1,000-ounce bars, in locations all over America and all over Europe and all over the world, for that matter. Right now, the numbers are that they figure he's got about 750 million ounces of silver. He owns about 40
silver, not paper.
Physical silver, yeah. He doesn't mess around with.
But when they're
he only uses paper contracts to manipulate the market to drop it down so he can buy it at the least amount. He can get it for.
So that's what I wanted to get to. Is the manipulation of the market, making it go up and down, is really the banks dumping paper trades that they have printed up that are far in excess of any amount of physical gold and silver that we have. So what they would do is they would buy these tranches of silver, and the market would go up. Then they would sell it, and the market would go down.
Right.
And they were pulling physical silver out of circulation when they would do that. And they were using the paper that they were printing that was backed by nothing to do that. And they've been collecting that physical metal to back their currency, which... Yeah,
it's an amazing situation, and it's been completely aggravating for at least 40 years for anyone who believed in silver and believed in the concept of
they were able to
what it is and what it's capable of. But man, we have a lot of compassion for these poor folks. I mean, through the years, even the last 15 that we've been here in St. George, we've bought an enormous amount of silver. Over the years, and a lot of it's coming from folks that just were fed up and done waiting. They had already waited 20, 30 years.
But if you think about it, and by the way, this is all our personal opinion. We are not financial advisors.
Right.
We're not tax consultants.
We're not CPAs. We're not attorneys. This is our personal opinion based on our personal experience of managing and brokering precious metals. But in my personal opinion, that was stealing millions and trillions of dollars from the people all over the world. No doubt.
They would drive the price up, and then they would sell and cause it to crash down. Then they would buy up at those lower prices. But they knew what the high was going to be and what the low was going to be. So it was completely rigged. And so a lot of little companies like ours who are just trying to provide a service to the people because we believe so much in the power of having physical gold and silver, we're just buying along, when sometimes we'd get stuck because we bought high and then they crashed it down and then we were upside down. We couldn't even make the difference up in the premiums that we would have to charge to our clients.
It's true.
How fair is that?
Yeah, making a living in this business as a precious metals dealer was not a positive thing over most of our experience being involved in this business. People would complain about us, charging, $1.50 to, $3 over spot. And, oh my God, you're making, they have no idea, the truth about how this business really works, and that, we have to buy it at a level above spot, as well from our vendors, to supply the people that want the metal. So,
but that's just so crazy too, because that was a way that they were able to keep the price down and keep it from going up because they were playing this game.
Right.
But from what I understand, they can't play that game anymore, which is why the prices are continuing to rise, because now the free market is driving that price up.
Yeah, it's still not completely free, and these bankers, some of them are so deep in this thing, they shorted the market so much that, rather than losing 50 billion,
what does that mean,
they're
shorted the market?
It means they basically bought it at a low rate, and now they weren't long in their holdings, meaning they basically need to just sell it like next day or the next week, and they're losing enormous amounts of money. So now it's basically it's like an insurance company try to reduce your outlay.
It's an insurance company has to pay all these debts that they weren't expecting, and then the people that are buying or paying for the insurance policies, there's not enough of them paying the insurance policies to pay out all the people that...
It's absolutely like brutal for them, but they deserve every bit of it. There's no love lost for these bankers. They've been absolutely destroying people's lives for a long, long time. We can get into the depth of that with another show at some other time. But we're talking absolutely destroying people's financial lives.
I remember years and years ago, Jamie Dimon on the news talking about how volatile gold and silver is, and do not invest in it and stay away from it.
Yeah,
and yet he was sitting there stockpiling it.
It's the same thing with crypto, which is a whole nother thing we can get into, but they pulled the same BS lines with regard to don't get involved with that crypto stuff. It's not good for you. While in the back room, his guys are actually trading crypto. I mean, these bankers are some people that I don't know that you would ever want to be in a relationship with people like this, unless of course you're part of the mob or something, because they're
all right. Well, let's not go down that road. Let's not go down that road.
It's just they're not.
Greg, where do you see silver going in the next year?
Well, we could easily be $150 before the end of January.
Well, why do you feel that way, and what evidence do you have, or what?
Well, why is this happening right now is the biggest question, and really what's with the regulatory situation with bankers has been reduced as to the CTFC and all these federal organizations that literally have been supporting these guys all along. It's kind of interesting because they'll fine them, like basically J.P. Morgan was fined almost $1 billion, and it's like a slap on the wrist to a company that's worth more than $2 trillion. I mean, come on, this is insane. So what,
you think it's going to continue to go up, and part of that is because you don't feel like the banks have as much power as they've had to manipulate it?
Absolutely. What's happening is that the situation is becoming, the truth about the real value about silver is starting to come out at a level that people just can't even comprehend. We were at $24 silver or $20-ish silver for a long time. I mean, you and I remember how this was. You were just talking about how we were lucky to make 50 cents on an ounce of silver. It was absolutely incredible.
So years and years ago, let's talk about that. I'll just tell you, we had a friend who managed business shopping centers, and there was a client that was renting a portion of that was in trouble, and so he partnered with him, and he happened to be a mint, and so they started minting silver bullion. Matter of fact, it looked a lot like this little guy right here. Mm-hmm. This is a buffalo head.
Just a buffalo silver round. I mean, it's probably the most popular and demanded.
It's a generic bullion round. It isn't minted by a government like a silver eagle. This is a silver eagle. Mm-hmm. This is a $1 coin minted by the U.S. Treasury, and it is a coin, and it costs more to mint than this. And we just were really excited about that because Greg had been going on the internet and found a company that was auctioning off mining claims here in Utah. And he bought 6 of them. So that's where the Gold Ore Store came from, was we bought 6 gold and silver mines in the state of Utah. We go out there every once in a while and pick and shovel pieces of our mining ore. And we had started with selling the mining ore. Then our friend got involved with this mint. And so we started selling the silver for him. And we were selling silver at, what was it,
well,
$5?
We started out, it was $5 an ounce. And this was
our premium was 99 cents over spot.
Right.
Which was just really a good deal even back then, only 99 cents. And when we first came here 15 years ago to St. George, we had zero credibility.
Right.
We had rented the space that we're in today, the same place that we're in today, with sight unseen. We just had a realtor friend that said, "Oh, there's this place I can get you into." So we secured it. We moved in. We had a desk in this great big huge empty store, and we said, well, if you want to buy some silver, it's 99 cents over spot, but you have to pay for it up front, and then we'll order it, and then when it comes in, we'll call you. Well, nobody knew who we were, and it was like, oh, you're selling it too cheap, and there's no way I'm going to trust you. But that's how we started, and we were passionate about it because we knew that it was real money, that it was a physical commodity that you could hold that was held outside of a bank. So if anything were to happen with the economy or with the weather or anything, you could liquidate it, get cash, and take care of your emergency. And we were passionate about it. We're still passionate about it.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I'm a silver bug at a level that most people can't even, comprehend. I've met a few people in my life. I know one guy actually up in the Salt Lake area right now that has over 100,000 ounces in storage, which is just absolutely phenomenal. But we've interacted with folks that have 20,000, 30,000. Any one of these individuals that we have sold to or bought from, basically sold to at this moment in time. Many of them are actually way over $1 million in increase. Depending on how much they purchased at this point. But we want to get this stuff into your hands. That's really the primary. My driver for this all along has really been, yes, it's built our business, and really products like this right here have literally built our business, from nothing to, the primary provider of precious metals in southern Utah. We've won Best of Southern Utah 6 years in a row, and if I had any money to guess or bet, I would assume that we're going to win it again for a 7th year, lucky 7 this year, which, I'm pretty proud of that. We've worked incredibly hard to build a business that's worthy of your attention as far as, and you should have attention on silver right now. There's nothing like it in the world today.
What is this?
This is a 100-ounce U.S. assay bar. This is actually what would be considered a vintage, silver bar. This would have been minted in the 70s and 80s era.
It's 100 ounces.
So
it's really quite heavy. You can't really see it.
Yeah.
How heavy it is. But you can see how it's patinaed.
It weighs around 7 pounds. 100 ounces is around 7 pounds.
Yeah,
and
new one.
They're chunky.
As opposed to something that's been minted.
Yeah, and we buy and sell this kind of thing all the time in our store. However, what we're primarily looking for is 1 ounce silver rounds, like what I showed you before. And the reason is because this is what we sell in mass in our store.
This is another example of a generic bullion round.
Yeah,
It's got the mercury dime on it. And we don't care what's on it. We don't care if it's tarnished, if it's, scuffed up, because this is 1 troy ounce of silver. 1 troy ounce of silver is our number one seller because it has the least amount of premium on it.
Show them the other side.
Any other of the products. And there's
turn it over.
Thousands of different styles that it comes in. And really, quite frankly, you don't care what's on it, or you shouldn't care what's on it. The most important thing is that you're getting it, and don't be picky about what it looks like, because you might not be able to get it.
Listen, folks, I'm going to give you a warning right now. We're in a very strange place as dealers in this business right now. The amount of demand we have never experienced. There was one other time that we experienced something similar to this. It was actually in 2023. In 23, we actually had an incredible year. It was really interesting because Biden was still in office.
Those 5 banks went down.
The banks went down, and I ran a commercial on the radio here locally, and it was absolutely phenomenal. But I got to tell you, what we dealt with between Christmas and New Year's, that Ghost Week, was unlike anything we've ever seen before. And in fact, actually, all the dealers around the world, for that matter, absolutely consumed in supporting the individuals that were lined up, out the door
so don't
to take care of them.
Be surprised that if you come to buy silver, we're sold out, because the vendors are. What was 6 weeks?
We got problems right now, folks.
If I have to make an order with our vendors, they're 6 weeks out of delivery right now, today. We happen to have Silver Eagles, and we have
coin silver.
We have very little generic right now.
This stuff right here, this right here is a huge commodity. Right now,
silver dimes, pre-1964.
To be quite honest with you, there's nothing better than coin silver or junk silver or constitutional, however you want to term it. The bottom line is 90% silver. It's used as a fractional tool in bartering and trade, and has been forever, actually. And we have bags of this stuff. A bag, by the way, is 1,000 face of dimes. So you got 10,000 dimes. That's what a quarter bag would be. In other words, there's 250 face of dimes in that particular bag.
Yeah.
And we brought some items here just so you can get a picture for what is going on. But I'm telling you, folks, right now we're at 88.56 on silver. And this is Tuesday, okay? This is Tuesday of this week.
When we started, it was...
So
it was less than that.
You have a limited time window, and I'm sharing with you this right now, and I'm not kidding about this, and this is absolute fact. We've already seen low amounts of inventory because people are literally buying everything they can get their hands on right now.
So for several years, when people come in to sell, we have said, are you sure you want to sell? Silver's going to go up. If you don't need the money, it's not in your best interest to sell right now. And I'm telling you on this podcast, if you have silver, you hang on to it. However, if you come into my store, I'm not going to tell you this because we need your silver. So I'm telling you on the podcast, and I've been telling our clients for several years, hang on to your silver.
Well, here's the thing, though, folks.
But we need silver to sell, too, and if you need to sell it, sell it.
You need to know this, too. So a lot of our clients are aged individuals. They're seniors. They're done.
They've held on to it for...
I'm telling
40 years.
Yeah. I mean, we've had some recent ones that are quite large collections. We're talking in the multi-millions of dollars of value, who have decided that it's time. to let it go.
And that's
I absolutely respect that at a gigantic level. You got to realize that some of these folks bought in at $2.50 for silver, 1 ounce. Some of them bought at $1.50.
Well, and we have widows that come in once a month and sell us one gold coin that their husbands bought at $35.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they're supplementing their Social Security with that 1 ounce of gold.
Right. Those
situations exist. Unexpected, financial surprises come up.
Oh, they do.
And we're here. Okay, let's talk about that, Greg.
But what I want...
Are you going to pay me spot for my silver?
No, I'm never going to pay you spot, and no one else is going to pay you spot.
Why?
Because we have a market that is absolutely insane, number one.
You just told me that you can't get silver. Why aren't you paying me spot?
So here's the problem with the whole thing. It's so dynamic right now that we cannot buy it spot. And actually, in reality, the consumer or the seller of the item needs to kind of cool their jets with regard to this issue, because in reality, no one is making more money than they are right now.
Well, why would you care about how much money they're making?
Well, they need to care about it, is my point. Okay?
What do you mean?
Well, they need to take a look at where it was at. And by the way, many of you folks actually inherited this thing, these items, this gold and silver or platinum, palladium, whatever it is. Zero to,
why would you
to
care
80,
how much money they're making on their investment? That's their investment.
It's not, I don't care personally. I need them to understand that even if I do have to buy it under spot, and the reason is because if I have to move that product immediately to my vendors, they pay under spot. So we need to be under their number in order to be able to make any money in the transaction. If we need to sell that product, and in many cases we do, if it's a very large collection that they need to cash out, fairly quickly, that is the only way we can actually accomplish that is selling it to our vendors or suppliers.
That an investor isn't really going to be privy to, or maybe they are, is it's a strong up day, but we have strong down days too.
We do.
If they bring it in on a strong up day, and the next day it's down by $8, we're upside down. We are completely upside down.
Mostly because of this issue about inventory control. We have a heck of a time actually keeping at least any level of a product in our store, particularly silver rounds. 1 ounce silver rounds are the key to this whole industry on our behalf. The way we do business, that product is our primary product. If we're out of that product, we're in trouble. We actually really are in trouble because that's what everyone generally wants.
So for somebody who's just learning about the silver investment, which products do you recommend and why?
Yeah. So 1 ounce rounds are the primary structured product. Which ones
are those?
So anything that has 1 troy ounce, this is just a buffalo, head. This is probably the most popular silver product in the world. Well, one that has this image on it. But it doesn't matter, is what I try to get across to people, whatever the image is, because none of that really matters anymore. Guys, we're in basically $90 plus silver as far as buy rate is concerned right now. No one cares anymore. It's just about having the product.
That's silver.
This is 1 troy ounce of silver.
Yeah, how do you know that?
Well, number one, it has to state it on it. Okay, 1 troy ounce, 3/9 fine silver. And 3/9 is considered pure silver, by the way. Some of the mints in the world actually do it one more than that, 9 times fine, or 4/9 fine. Canada is one of them that actually mints a product like that. Australia also has a product that way. But this type of product, so we test everything, so we know what it is. We also know the mints really well. This is minted by SMI, which is Sunshine Mint Incorporated. They're out of Idaho. Is one of the locations they have. They're actually involved in minting the U.S. Treasury's planchets so they can mint that silver eagle. that we have sitting on the table right there. So a lot of folks don't realize that the U.S. government literally makes nothing. They actually, contract companies to actually build the products for them.
So if I brought my silver into you, you would test it?
Oh, sure.
How do you test it?
Yeah, we use an XRF machine. It tends to be the most, probably the fastest and the best way to test, silver content, gold content.
So just to explain what an XRF is, it's a type of technology that would give it like an ultrasound or an X-ray where it shoots through the metal and it tells you the breakdown of what's in it. It'll tell you if it's copper, if it's nickel.
It not only tells you what it is, but it tells you the percentage of what it is.
Exactly.
So if it has a large amount of copper in it, it's going to tell you how much copper's in it.
We can even put rocks in our XRF, and it'll give us the breakdown of the ore.
Yeah. So if you put one of these in an XRF, it's proper calibrated, and is a good machine. It's going to show 3 nines, 4 nines fine silver. If you put one of those dimes in there, which is made to be 90%, it's going to show 10% copper and 90% silver. So, and again, we hadn't even gotten into our gold
I was just
product,
looking at that too, because I have a feeling that gold is going to start making a move now.
Well, gold's been making a move, honey.
Yeah. It's kind of been in the shadows of what silver's doing, but gold.
As far as percentages, that's because it's the reason it looks the way it looks is because gold is so high. So it's
supposed to be 16 ounces of silver equals 1 ounce of gold, or something like that.
10 to 1 or 16 to 1. There's kind of a debate about how much, and that's supposed to be how it comes out of the ground, which is ridiculous because silver comes out of the ground at a much lesser rate than gold does.
Yeah, most people probably don't realize that silver's 1,000 times more rare than gold. Gold is recoverable, where silver's getting used up in medicine where it's not recoverable.
Well, if that was the case, where it was so much more available and accessible, then we would have more than enough silver right now to cover every need that we have, and the price would drop dramatically.
Exactly.
So the truth of the matter is, it's not as prevalent as the world wants you to believe, or the bankers want you to believe that.
And they can't create it. So
no, they can't. They can't print it
when it's used up.
They can't print it. That's what bankers love. They love the ability to print
paper,
fiat currency.
Which is why they don't care what it costs.
Exactly.
Because they're not paying for it. They're printing it.
Imagine China. They still live under a situation where they have a central bank.
Did you know in India they're paying $400 an ounce
I
for silver?
have heard this, but also China's in this somewhere around 120. Japan's paying around 130, 140.
And we're at
88.78 right now.
88.85. It just popped up.
Okay,
it just went down to 78. Yeah. So it's doing this.
So we're having fun, chatting about this in a dynamic situation. We're sitting here looking at what's going on with the market right now. Folks, we're like $4,620 gold right now. I mean, just last week we were at like $4,400. Before that, we were at $4,250 just a week prior to that.
I had a gentleman come in the store the other day, and he has never bought, and so he's researching it, and he has a $10,000 budget. And I said, you might want to pull the trigger on this, because while we're standing here talking, you're losing money.
Right.
And he says to me, well, the market goes up and the market goes down. I'm going to wait for it to go down before I invest. And I said, okay, well, that was $10 ago.
Right.
$10 ago.
Yeah. You know what?
It's like you don't care if it's up or down.
Yeah, I'm going to share with the people right now. Look,
you don't care if it's up or down.
The old days.
Just get it when you're ready to get it.
Yeah, guys.
Because
you need to know something right now. The old days are over. Okay, the days where we would buy in that silver at 24, and the next day it would go down $5, $6, $8, and you're sitting there on this, and then it would be bear market for 5 years where it just really go up 50 cents one day, down 75 cents. I mean, this insane aspect of a bunch of greedy bankers that were doing this. Is those days are over. The regulations now have been completely changed, and that kind of stuff cannot happen anymore.
And so you need have choices too. I mean, this little guy right here, I mean, we talked about the dimes, but this little guy right here, this is the size of a dime. This is pure silver. And I think they're $15 a piece, which is really expensive when it comes to fractional. Fractional's expensive. But if that's all you can afford is $15 or $20, get it. And don't worry about whether the market's up or down, because it's trending up.
Yeah.
It's been trending up for 30 years. You buy it when you have the chance to buy it, when you can afford it, when it's wisdom. You don't take your emergency funds to buy silver.
Right.
It's got to be discretionary or money that's sitting in a stagnant savings account or a CD that's becoming...
Yeah, where they're paying you 3% for...
Or if you're moving it, money that you're not going to need for food, gas, for a repair on a car.
Right.
Make sure you have your cash for that.
Yeah, by the way, I mean, you need to take a look at your investments and what's paying, right now, folks. There is nothing like silver in the world right now. It's the most suppressed commodity on the planet. And guess what? Vengeance is happening right now. This whole thing where the bankers are having to back off of their evil criminal activities, and all of a sudden we're starting to see numbers that we obviously this should have happened a long time ago. A long time ago. And many people literally got hurt. Some of them lost their financial lives, had to start completely all over. In 1980, when the Hunt brothers did what they did with the market, that hurt an enormous amount. Millions of people were involved in this.
I'm uncomfortable with crypto because of just the whole thing on how that works. I just don't
not being
understand.
Backed by precious metals.
But my silver, my physical silver, even if silver drops to zero, I still have something.
Correct.
I still have something physical that I can hold and I can trade with.
It's a big deal.
Still has value.
It's a huge deal, folks. If you've got a safe or however you decide to hold it, and there are a lot of different ways to do this to protect it and to keep it in a safe manner, and that's a whole nother podcast in itself. But what I'm saying to you is that it's time. If you're looking at your portfolio and you're not happy, or let's say you're having discussions with your banker and they're wondering why you're taking money out of your bank, just tell them that look, silver's increased 200% year to date.
Well,
200%. They can pay you maybe 5.5%, but they're going to make you put your money into a CD, and you're going to have to sit there for at least a year, maybe 2 or 3, in order to get that 5.5% or whatever they're claiming.
We had a couple come in, and their financial advisor told them that they had physical gold and silver as part of their portfolio, and that was a lie.
Right.
Because a financial advisor doesn't make a commission on physical gold and silver, and they were told that they had physical gold and silver as part of their portfolio. Well, if they do, it's being stored somewhere outside of their control.
Correct.
And so they pulled it out. They pulled it out of that investment and took a penalty and invested in physical silver, and now they've doubled their investment. Yeah. Now, on paper, it would look like they doubled their investment, but it's silver. If you don't have it in your possession, then you don't own it. You don't have anything. It's so critical it's really to keep it in your possession. If it's being stored somewhere other than where you can... You really have nothing.
I don't care what they tell you. I don't care if they tell you in Swiss bank vaults or whatever story they tell you. If we have a financial breakdown at any level, or a crash in the stock market or anything of that nature,
Well, Northwest Territories, for example, what was that? 100-year-old company?
Well, they weren't that old, but as a company that basically was playing a Ponzi scheme
you can Google Northwest Territories.
There's plenty of companies here in Utah. We've had all kinds of issues that have happened with people that were claiming that they were just storing your silver, and
oh my gosh, that reminds me.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to say this: if you're purchasing Silver Eagles online and you're getting it below spot. You're getting scammed.
Yep, that's a total scam.
100%.
Yep.
You are not getting Silver Eagles.
Stop it.
If you're buying online, you're paying more than you need to. For one thing, we can usually meet or beat any online pricing. Plus, we're
getting
anybody.
So tired of these people coming in. Well, I bought this online. These are Silver Eagles. They come in. They're actually copper. The Chinese are getting masterful. They've always been kind of masters at counterfeits.
Yesterday, somebody brought some in, and the pawn shop said, "Go see the Gold Ore store because we can't tell if these are real or fake."
Right.
And I just asked the guy. I said, if you show those to me and they're fake, I'm going to confiscate them from you.
Mm-hmm.
So don't show them to me if you think they're fake. Let me ask you this. How much did you pay for them? He said, I paid $56 for 3 of them. I said, they're 100% fake. Go take them back to eBay and get your money back.
Right.
Because you got scammed.
Yep.
People.
We can't emphasize this enough. Stop it. This is absolute insanity.
Morgan dollars too,
if you
guys.
think anyone online is going to sell you 3/9 fine silver for under spot, you're out of your mind. You literally are being totally scammed. Stop it. Yeah. This is insane behavior.
If you have scrap gold or coins or things of that nature, you don't want to go to a hotel and sell it.
Oh God, yeah.
You don't want to go to a hotel for an appraisal. We have really great companies right here in St. George. Mm-hmm. Ours is just one resource, but we are all committed to making sure that you're being taken care of and treated fairly. Mm-hmm. Please, guys, don't go to a hotel to deal with the company that's going to be there for 4 days
they're not,
and be gone.
They're from SoCal or they're from, Massachusetts or wherever they're from.
We'll buy your broken jewelry, your broken chains. We will buy your diamond rings that are from failed relationships that you don't want the energy of that, or you need some funds. Come and see us. Yeah. We'll tell you what your value is, and we'll let you know what we can pay for it, and it works for you or it doesn't.
Yeah, and sometimes we don't.
Sometimes we're not in the market, like for example,
certain
sterling
things.
Silver, silverware.
There's problems right now.
We can't buy sterling silver now.
The reason is because the refiners just are overwhelmed with it. As soon as the silver price started going up to, basically once it got to 30, all of a sudden people started turning in their sterling at a level that was unprecedented. And what's happened is that our vendors who sell it to the refiners, and even our refiners that we personally use in our business, they just can't hack it anymore. We're talking about like entire rooms filled with this stuff. They can't even get to it anymore, and they're telling us that basically we're going to have to wait 60, 90 days to get paid out. We're not going to do that. That's insane. We cannot invest in something that we can't secure any funding in a timely manner. It's just never going to work for any business whatsoever. It's really very damaging to us right now. We would love to be able to support you, with your sterling silver sets. We used to buy them on a regular basis. Yeah, we would send them in probably on a monthly or bi-monthly basis. But now we can't even do that because of this crazy silver market that it's, actually that's created so much inventory for these companies that can't hack it anymore. They just can't do it. So until this thing settles down at some level, we're just not going to be able to take that kind of thing.
Well, if you have an estate, an inheritance, you've got numismatic. Numismatic means collectible coins. They could be graded like this piece or not. They could be raw. We do appraisals by appointment only. So just give us a call. We'll get you on the schedule and make sure that we set aside the appropriate time for those that can't come into the store or the collection is too large. We can make arrangements to come to you and give you some estimates or...
It's just as a cap, getting to the end of our little first podcast, which we're honored to be able to do this. Silver is now $89.05 on spot right now, up $3.66. Gold's up to $46.13.40. So just in the few minutes that we've been involved with this little production, it's just driving at a level that's absolutely incredible.
Our store opens at 10 o'clock. Hurry, you're losing money every minute we sit here and
you
talk.
may be watching this a month after we produce it, but the truth of the matter is, if it's ringing true to you and you get I with this, please give us an opportunity to serve you this way. We love this business. We love what it does for people. I have people coming in now, which we never had until really this year. Literally, I haven't seen some of these folks for 15 years. They're walking into the store. I have no idea who they are, but they'll come in and say, thank you.
Yeah, that is...
And it's something that...
the gratitude, because you were passionate about it, and they were sitting on the fence, and you told them why they should invest. And
the folks watching this, most of them won't know that I've been running radio commercials that I've been writing for 12 years now, and really primarily my whole discussion, every single commercial has always been about silver. I very rarely discuss gold.
And when we say silver, we mean gold too.
We do, but again, it's my primary interest is getting silver into your hands. The value is still tremendously low compared to what it's actually truly worth.
We're going to see silver possibly take over values of gold. It's going to be worth more than gold.
I do believe that is a thing. It could truly happen. When I used to say that silver will hit 600, people would just basically call me a maniac and that I'm totally crazy. But here we go.
Last year, I was talking to somebody in January and letting them know that you thought silver would hit $100 an ounce by the end of the year. And they went, oh, yeah, no, that's never going to happen. Right. Well, it didn't, but we're almost there now.
We are. Yeah, get me 3 weeks into the new year.
A little bit
3 weeks into the new year, I think we're going to be
on track.
In fact, actually, it would be very easy for us to hit 100 before the end of this week, the first full week of January. No problem.
Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, it's so high and it has run up so fast. I missed the opportunity to double my money. I've missed the opportunity. It's too late now.
I want you to get out of that decreasive mindset, folks, and start to realize that this commodity, this amazing silver is absolutely an incredible metal. The world knows it. The world has always known it. Okay. The bankers have always known this. It's money, period, for over 5,000 years, by the way. And so this is something that has been suppressed at a level that there's nothing else like it in the world. There's no other commodity that's been treated like a redheaded stepchild that you've been beating on for,
Be careful. We have redheads in the family.
That's just a joke, folks. But anyway, the basis of you getting involved in silver, look, even if it's $100, if you're not getting involved at $100, you're going to be upset because we'll be at $200 in no time flat.
Okay, so where would they go to follow the market? What is a good resource to follow?
I hate to tout any organization or anything, but Kitco's just fine, KITCO. They're also involved in the sales of precious metals. It's actually a Canadian company, but we use it as an indice. There's others.
The charts,
silver.com.
The historical charts are on there.
Yeah,
you can watch the live market go
correct.
Up and down.
You'll see the numbers.
We didn't talk about palladium or platinum, but
no, we actually have a little bit of platinum in the store right now.
So listening to our point of view and what we see and what we think is great, but if they wanted to research other sources to find more information, where would they go? Well,
there's a lot of really great people. Most of them also are involved, and in fact, most of the ones that are online on YouTube or SD Bullion supports, are sponsors of many of these people. There's a lot of online dealers that are involved in this. We just want our shot, as far as. In most cases, we can meet or beat most of those companies that are online.
I'm just talking about information about what's going on.
So
where could they go to get information?
Mike Maloney's goldsilver.com is a really good one.
Oh, he has a really good series.
He explains how
money
the
works.
Economy works better than anyone on the planet, probably.
You could spend hours and hours watching his videos, and they're excellent.
They are fantastic. So he's terrific.
Robert Kiyosaki has been talking about silver
Kiyosaki
forever
is a huge gold and silver bug, particularly silver bug. Rich Dad Poor Dad. Pardon me.
Author.
Yes, and there's so many more actually. Andy Shankman, Jim Rickards is great about currency. He's also talking about silver.
Who's the economist
right now
that follows the trends?
That is, oh gosh, I can't think of it right now, but. Somebody will mention it if they're sure in comments.
Okay.
Anyway,
he follows the buying.
Yeah, he's really good. But I would say that Andy Shankman out of Miles Franklin out of Florida is probably one of the premier people in the world regarding the truth about what's actually going on, and we love him. He's terrific. He also has his own company. Miles Franklin is a great.
There's a guy
company.
on YouTube that has just popped up recently. And he also has TikTok, and he's called the Asian Guy.
Yeah, so Asian Guy, we're noticing that some of the stories seem to be legitimized, and others
there's some fake.
There's something going on right now
because he's AI. They've hijacked his AI and put some false information out, or in our opinion, false information out. But some of his educational videos shows the charts and talks about what's going on behind the scenes with the world leaders and the banking industry, and he is really good. Really
good. In fact, probably the most prolific in the world right now as far as getting out there at a pretty high level. I mean, I notice when I'm watching his stuff, 35,000 people have seen it.
Just be careful because there's some hijacked. They've hijacked his AI and put stuff trying to sell you graphite
or graphene. There was a story about graphene that Samsung had designed a graphene product, and they had 345 million ounces that they were going to dump. Well, that's kind of interesting because just 2 weeks earlier they talked about the building of their brand new solid state silver battery, and so
they flew to Mexico and bought up the mining, the silver mining.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So. Oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about, folks. We'll have so much more to discuss in future podcasts.
If you have any questions or need some clarity on something, you can email Greg at O-R-E, store@gmail.com, and we'll collect those questions and we will address them on our next podcast.
Or greg@goldorstore.com.
That's probably better.
That's an even better one. But yeah, we're absolutely proud to be able to do this. Yeah, hopefully it's beneficial to you folks. The banter between my wife and I regarding, we have a passion for this business. It's really an exciting one, more so today than ever before. When people start calling us up and, before we put the phone down, there's another call coming in.
Yeah.
Or another two calls.
3 phone calls coming in while I was on the phone. And we just can't, if you don't get a hold of us, just be patient with us, because we're just a little company. There's just 3 of us right now. And we'll get to you.
Yeah,
we'll get back to you.
You'd be amazed what we're able to do for you.
Or just come to the store and see us.
7
North Main Street, almost on the corner of Tabernacle and Main.
Yep.
In downtown historic district of St. George, Utah.
Been there for quite a while now, and
15 years.
15 years made ourselves a nice business for the benefit of the community, to be quite honest. So, yeah.
We'll wrap it up.
I think that's about it. Yeah. Again, we're Greg and
Thank you for listening.
Greg and Melodie Neel from the Gold Ore Store in St. George, Utah. We sponsor this show called Silver Linings. It's our pleasure and honor to be able to do it, and we hope to be able to see you soon.